Hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to show you a very interesting video about oil that I did on two-stroke oils, because I was struggling with some issues with my saws overheating, starting to get some piston scoring issues. They were just overheating. I just couldn't figure it out. Mufflers were super hot, and I narrowed it down to the fuel, and I switched to VP, and that fixed my problems. Okay. Now I got some interesting test results I did. This is the VP, okay, 40. This is 40 to 1. This is the HOSA XP stuff, 50 to 1. There's some things I do not like going on in there with that. I'll show you in a little bit. But if you see my video, I was cutting down that apple tree with this 660 here with the 32-inch bar. I was running it real easy, and I had the carburetor tuned really rich. So the saw definitely was not performing its full potential, because I was trying to diagnose overheating problems and piston issues. Okay, let me show you what I found. Okay, now after running this is with the VP oil. Look at how nice and coated that piston is. I mean, it's just coated. Nice. I like what I see. It's actually starting to clean this piston up just a little bit too. When I was running that other stuff, in a short amount of time, I don't know if it'll pick it up here. You see up in there, it looks like there's score marks. A couple scores, like 2. That happened after I stumped a 20-inch apple tree, and I was running a HOSA XP. Saw was running way too hot, and obviously, you know what happens in a two-stroke. When it runs too hot, it'll run too lean. Could lead to piston failure. But now I'm running this stuff. Seems to fix my problem. Okay. Let me show you the 372 here. Okay. Gonna zoom in. If I can zoom in the best I can, it's probably about it. There it is. See them score marks above the top ring? That happened with that HOSA XP stuff, okay, because it was running way too hot, making that piston expand, so it would contact the cylinder walls and lead to scoring. Okay, see how it's like brown? That's exactly what that stuff would do. Carbon, short amount of time. But if you look what's going on over here, it looks like it's cleaning it with the VP. See how much oil's on there now? That's why I'm switching to the VP stuff, 40 to 1 mix. Love what I see. Okay. Well, back to the scoring. If you know anything about engines, right? Your piston crown above your top ring, you always machine it smaller, roughly about 5, maybe 8 thousandths smaller than your crown to allow for expansion, so you don't have piston scoring. Okay. Yep, very interesting here, okay? But I'm going to show you something I found. This is at HOSA XP Plus, premixed 50 to 1, okay? We'll go over here. It says 95 octane, ethanol free, but you come over here. See that little legend marker? I'm going to show you something, okay? Over to here. There's that little legend marker over there. What's it say? Fuel octane rating before blending. So what they're saying, before this is blended with the oil, this is 95 octane. So whatever they're putting in their oil changes the octane. I suspect there's some ethanol in here, and I'm going to show you the interesting results I found. Okay. But I'll show you this, okay? So turn this back here. Yeah, right here. It says ethanol free, unleaded fuel. It's for long life and durability of your 4-cycle small engine or 2-cycle when mixed with oil. It has no legend markers. Supposedly it says this is the best stuff on the market. It may very well be, because I saw Terrell Fixes All. He talked about that, did testing. There's a guy, Cotton Top. He's a tree service guy. He runs that VP fuel. He loves it. Okay. Now I'm going to show you some of the testing here. Now this is, I didn't have too much of the VP, but I'm going to show you. I did the ethanol test with 3 parts fuel, 1 part water. See how it's nice and clean? Excellent. Not one issue with it. Okay. Nothing. You'll have a little bit there because there's the oil in there, but that'll settle down. Okay. That's just, you know, oil what it does in water. I'm going to show you this. What in the world is that? Looks like there's like a little bit, if I can get it to, yeah, if I can do it. There's like some black stuff in there. It's weird. Yeah, so I'm not liking what I see going on here. Probably ain't picking it up too good. There it is. See that? See that? It's like there's a, whatever that black gunk is. Okay. Check that out. Yes, I'm going to show you the HOSA XP stuff now. Okay, now check this out if I can get it in the light right. Look at that. What in the world? Yeah, see that? Like a black, it's almost like a black gunk. If you, probably not showing up on camera, but take it back to the V. That'll settle down a little, take a little bit, because the oil, it'll get crystal clean. It'll take a little bit, but yeah, but you get the point. Okay, there's definitely something going on in here. Now, I suspected there was ethanol. Okay, I suspected ethanol. There it is. See that? What the hell is that crap in there? Now, when I had the carburetors apart on my saws, what I noticed was moisture. Okay, so where's this moisture coming from? Now, you know the whole situation with ethanol, right? Well, the reason why they put ethanol in the fuel is because for 1 gallon of fuel burnt, there's roughly 8.8 grams of CO2 emitted. So if they can put 10% ethanol in there, that means they can eliminate that number by roughly 10%, if that makes sense. It's all about emissions. It's not about your engine. That's why I'm a mechanic. We sell this type of stuff. It's the best stuff there is on the market. Like if you have misfires and stuff like that, you have runnability issues, which I see a lot in cars. People, they'll put all the spark plugs, coils, injectors, and they still got issues. Just had a car about a week ago. I says, yep, got bad fuel. It'll put this in there. Let it run for 10 minutes and it'll be fixed. Because a lot of that ethanol, what it does, it pulls the moisture out of the air and gets into your fuel. And how you know that, obviously with this, you know that the water is heavier than your fuel. So what's that do? Your fuel pumps at the bottom. I know I'm talking about cars right now. And the fuel pump sucks that up, puts it in your injectors, and once you get water in your injectors, they don't operate correctly. So this stuff, I'm not saying use this in chainsaws, but I'm just trying to set an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, now with that ethanol, it does run hotter. Okay, so maybe that's what's going on, why my pistons are like getting fried, because if you get the engine hotter, it's going to make that oil get cooked more. So therefore it's going to stick to your piston, so there is less smoke. So not all that oil is burning, if that makes sense. and they don't want that oil sticking to the cylinder walls, right? So it's less smoke, if that makes sense. It's not about the longevity of your saw. It's not, it's not about reliability. It's about emissions. And it's a shame that you got to go through just to run your. Because I'm in Pennsylvania, the gas is not very good. It's horrible. That's why we always got to have this stuff on hand to fix runnability issues with vehicles. So yeah, I would love to get into some more testing with some of this stuff, like try to burn some of this oil, get that HOSA XP and some of this Ultra, do some testing and see what happens whenever you put a certain temperature to it, like what happens to the oil. And maybe do a burn test with some of these fuels here. See which one burns hotter with a heat gun. It'd be a very interesting test, I think. And how I figured this out with the runnability issues, I'm going to tell you the story. I pulled my little Craftsman saw out that I ain't ran in over a year. I don't have it here. And the fuel that was left in it from last year was good, fired right up. I cut a bunch of stuff and ran great. Then all of a sudden, guys, I says, well, I'm going to put this in there. Ran for maybe 10-15 seconds. Then all of a sudden the saw started to get hot, started to run really lean, and I started to scratch up my piston. And I'm like, wait a minute, here saw was just running good. I think I have a problem with my fuel. So that's when I decided to go with this stuff. From all the good reviews I've seen, I put that in my Craftsman saw, fixed it. Wasn't running like super hot. It was getting so hot it would about burn your hand just holding on to the handlebar from the exhaust. Now with this, cool like it always was for like 20 years. I used to run that saw for 20 years. I never had an issue until I started running this and gasoline with this stuff. Now this stuff may not be all this stuff's fault. Could be the gasoline. Be interesting to get down to the bottom of it, because I know that what's it called, Moto Mix, which is mixed with this, the steel pre-mixed. I run that in my Combi 4 mix. Bet you 7 gallons through it. There ain't 1 ounce of carbon on that thing. Pulled the spark plug out. Looks like it's brand spanking new, like it was just put together after all the hours I put on it. Yeah, I hope this is an interesting video. I'd like to do a little series of videos on this stuff. Try to get, a little more technical. Just trying to show you what I found out. So, I'm not telling you to switch to this stuff, but if you're having good results with the stuff you're running, keep running what you're running. But if you're having problems, maybe give it a shot. This stuff here. Okay guys, until next time, keep on feeling the heat.